to have our actual real names for Sebastian, who might
Yeah.
not have memorized all of them yet. We have to learn one new name. And
Yes.
Micah has to learn 0 new names.
And let me ask, this is an afternoon session. How many will we play for an hour, take a break, etc., play another hour? How many hours do people want to play? I feel like opening bid is 2.
I feel like 2 is a good to start
2
with.
is a good. Okay.
We'll see where we are after 2. I can do 3 if needed. But...
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always. I think it's better to do 2 high energy than 3 for the sake of 3.
Yeah, I just need to be done by 3.
What is?
So
it's 3 now in my time. So
it's 8 o'clock.
You need to be done
I'm too late.
in a little under 3 hours.
Yeah,
in a little under 3 hours. Probably we should just do 2 then, because I feel like with tech issues and breaks, we
also
we're not gonna
energy
have tech
is so much
No
better
issues.
in the first 2
yeah,
hours.
yeah. I Erica, do you remember when we used to play Dark Sun for like 4.5 hours? Well after midnight. It was like,
I
why?
mean, it's no wonder that some of those episodes were just 100% chaos.
We got what we asked for.
Let's blame it on that.
We are live on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, great.
Hello, listeners.
Our
viewers.
watching. I haven't actually told
Oh,
her what's
Renee.
happening. I mean, my aunt and uncle are visiting, so I think that she's probably busy entertaining. But maybe
Or
they
she
could
says,
put us on
let's
the
all
TV
sit down
in the
and
background.
watch.
Yeah.
Let me make sure that I put the link in various places.
You know what? I might actually send this to my mom, because now that Sebastian's
That'll
playing,
show her.
she might actually watch.
Now it's
yeah,
worth
it's-
watching.
Sebastian, have you?
Now that her
committed to
favorite
that?
child is watching.
Oh, I see how it is.
Oh, okay.
No. Well played, Sebastian. What am I doing? I'm making sure this goes in the live stream announcement. Am I even in the right Discord?
No one
There are
knows.
too many Discord. Oh wait, it's
I
still
am now
says
in
not
too many
live.
Discords. So, no, it should.
Total Party Kill .live says not live.
It'll.
Sometimes it takes
I'll
a
take
minute.
a minute or 2. We have people that are commenting, so we are.
Is there a
it's
way
working.
for me to see the YouTube link directly,
Yes.
just so that I can head there?
In the
well-
Discord live stream chat.
Oh,
Or
that's why you said
I
you were
just
going
put
to
it in the
Discord.
meeting chat for you. Also.
Oh, thank you.
Or
How
that.
beautiful and wonderful. Thank you.
And
What,
eventually
you're
it
not
should show up on
following us on YouTube to see when it goes live?
That's what I should do. That's
mean,
a very
you'd
smart
mainly-
thing to do.
Micah, you'd mainly get announcements about you yourself being on.
Yeah.
This is true. Like, oh, I'm here.
Yep. Tune in now for me. Yeah. All right. Hello, live stream. Hello, bootleg. Thank you for joining us, tuning in. We're going to be starting a new adventure today, very shortly, as we get things situated and figured out. Let me close the million tabs. I am recording. Everybody else is recording for sure.
Yes.
Recording.
Recording.
Two
I've
different
got-
places.
Is everyone in? It looks like everybody is in roll 20. There's
Mhm.
Yes.
me plus 5 players is six thingamabobs.
Yes.
Yep.
And that, as I said, that is where I threw my character name. I don't know if that
Mhm.
is helpful for other people, just to be able to remember what other, because I don't actually remember everybody's character names. So
Mhm.
if you want to change that, if you go to the little gear on the top right of the menu at the right, where it says display name, you can type in whatever you want, and that's what will appear at the bottom of the roll 20 screen.
Ah, yes, I will do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
mine's so
And, like-
long it makes.
Yeah.
I-
Sorry.
That's fine.
That
I mean, I have it set so there's no pictures or anything.
Yeah.
It's just little names at the bottom.
Oh,
And
good.
while we're
Micah's
doing-
is long too.
Yeah, I'm just going with the short name.
And
Yeah,
as go ahead, James.
No, I was just going to say those names are. I had deliberately clipped them off on the area of the window that's going out on the stream.
Good. Okay.
So,
And
we-
that's fine because you've got our characters' names
yes, yeah.
on the layout.
Yeah, looks
Alright.
good. Good
Yeah,
boy.
good?
it does.
I like
All
the
right,
fact
what-
that we're next to a clothing shop. I feel that the first hour is going to be
No,
Shopping!
no. Serious book-based adventures only.
yeah, but we need the right clothes for the
Mm.
book.
We have to buy clothes
yeah.
that have enough pockets for all of our books. It's very
Mm.
important.
So
You're
that we
really
can-
not supposed to
yes, the
be,
large
you're really
book
not supposed to
pocket.
be smuggling books out of the library. They frown on that. It's one of their few rules.
How many times?
Yeah, which
have
of
we
these
had
are
to
checked
snow-
out?
Yeah.
Every
Oh,
adventure, I believe.
Yes.
if we don't like stay or get stuck.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
I
it-
guess not every adventure. Sometimes you find a book that requires you to leave Candlekeep. Sometimes you find a book that requires you to go in the book.
Yeah.
So there are two types of Candlekeep
and sometimes
adventures.
Tiff
I haven't been
shoves
in
a
one of
book
those.
down her trousers.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah. Well,
She's known to do that. Yeah.
All right. I
some
just want
people
to-
flip books. Some people flip beds. Some people put books in their pants. It takes all kinds here at Total Party Kill.
So Sebastian, this is what normally takes place at the beginning of any TPK. We
Yes.
don't do what we came to do for about 5, 10, 15
This-
minutes. And
this
You're
is why
giving away our secrets.
it's a warm up.
this
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
why
this is
we
just-
say 2 sessions rather than 3 sessions. because-
Exactly.
Yep.
Uh,
Also,
you
this
know,
is where we
it's-
do organizational type things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So-
Yes, let me make it clear that was only partially snarky. It actually is helpful to just jump right into
What
it.
was
is
the
not
ratio there,
easy.
Micah? Was that 50%
Totally fair,
snark?
though.
40?
I would definitely say, yeah, that was one of my
50%.
highest snark ratios. 50% snark.
I will tell you,
50%
as
Yeah.
someone whose ratios frequently peak higher than that, you got to watch out for 50%. People get real tripped up by that. You know, You know?
It definitely felt like more than 50%.
Yeah, it
because,
helps
like,
people-
We don't
I would-
get it from Micah very
Right.
often, so
Yeah.
when it comes, it's like, whoa!
yeah.
Pretty-
Also,
we're
he
pretty
still
stoked.
uses that, Midwestern charm voice, no matter what. So it's like maybe
charisma
I'm wrong.
is
Maybe
there,
he-
the
yeah,
charisma
maybe
Yeah.
he has a legitimate qualm against me, and everything is wrong. So.
Do I, Tony? Do I?
Mm.
Well, you're not
Yes.
doing it now. So totally unnatural. Should we start today's adventure?
No, because I want to finish the organizational.
Sorry.
Oh, there was organizational stuff. Sorry, I got tangented by making fun of the organizational stuff. Please continue, Erica.
As I mentioned in the Slack, Mark, I don't know if you passed any of this on to Sebastian, but one of the things that I would like to start doing for any group that is interested in it, my power trip as official producer of TPK is just like, it's off the charts at this point. So settle in, folks. But to spend a little more time at the beginning of each adventure, explaining who each character is. So like physical description, if you want, personality traits, quirks, background, anything that you want to share with the listeners and the other players as in terms of like what your character is. And we've done a little bit of that, but we haven't actually like set aside specific time to do that. And I think that that's one of those things where it's like, I have created all kinds of weird character background stuff for characters in TPK that I've never really mentioned and that have never come up. So
Yeah.
I think the idea of being able to share that will help us sort of know, because these characters, in theory, some of them have been hanging out together for a while. So all of our characters would know these things, but the players might not. So I think it might help with the role play. Also, it's just fun for me as a listener to be
Absolutely.
like, listening to games that I'm not in, be like, oh my God, I love these characters. These are ridiculous. And I want to know more. So my thought was, and tell me how you guys think this should work logistically, to just go around and do introductions real fast. Tony will introduce and just say, hi, I'm Erica Ensign, she, her. I'm playing for Tata, she, her, a Goliath barbarian who also has a smothering rag named Cuddles, no gender. And that's it. And then just go around that way. Everybody's voices will have already been out there and been introduced. And then we can go around again and talk more about our characters. And that way we can interact. Like if somebody has a question or wants to laugh or comment on somebody's character description, they can do it without being a disembodied voice that nobody has ever heard before. Does that make sense?
I like it.
That works.
Okay.
Cool.
Tony, like obviously you have the final say because you're the dungeon master.
You have the final say. You edit me. Also,
Love it.
your say is usually,
Correct.
Yeah, that's the right word.
I got you.
So,
Okay.
yeah. Nope, sounds good to me.
All right. Now that business is done, I step back. and
Any
say,
other new
"Let's just
business?"
do this." Yeah.
No, I think all the technical
Gavel.
things are technicaling, so I
Yay.
think
All
we're
right.
good to go.
Awesome.
Technically tinkling.
All right, let us start it out. We got a couple people joining us on YouTube. That's great. Feel free to hang out in the YouTube chat if you're so inclined. Some people may be consuming this as a bootleg afterwards or whatever. But let us do the thing. James, you've got the stream going. James, do you also produce the bootleg? Do you need to do a
That should be, in theory, all working.
Excellent. That's what I like.
Hurrah.
In theory, working.
Love it.
Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a dungeon master. I use he, him pronouns, and today we're doing one of those fun things that we do at Total Party Kill relatively regularly. We are starting a new adventure. We are delving further into the Candlekeep Mysteries collection of adventures. These are all adventures that take place at, or at least start, at Candlekeep Library, and then, surprise, a book requires a quest. So today we will be starting the Lore of Lurue. That's a proper noun, not a word that you should know because I didn't know it. It's spelled Lurue. Allow us to introduce our players who are going to be starting out this adventure and hopefully completing it, but no promises. James Thompson, welcome back to Total Party Kill.
It seems like only a few weeks ago that we were last here. I am James Thompson, he, him. I am playing Nyasa Nightweaver, she, her, who's a high elf rogue with a knife obsession and has now has a mild case of telekinesis.
Also joining us, Kathy Campbell.
Hello, friends. I am Kathy Campbell, and I am playing Hermione Whipstriker, who is a centaur fighter. And we're both she, her, and excited to be level 8.
Next up, it's Micah Sargent.
Oh, hey! I play Ajguri Lone Walker Mako Tatahani, better known as Lone Walker, who is a Goliath paladin. Lone Walker and I both use he, him pronouns.
Also joining us, the ever-present Erica Ensign.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Always
Yes,
present.
I'm Erica Ensign, she, her. I play Fritat Ha, she, her, a Goliath barbarian. Oh, who happens to be carrying a big rug of smothering named Cuddles.
Mhm.
Cuddles is fine with any pronouns.
And also joining us, we're very excited. Hopefully everyone will treat our newest player well. Welcome to Total Party Kill. Welcome to Candlekeep Mysteries. Welcome to the Lore of Lurue. Sebastian, welcome.
Hi, thank you. I'm Sebastian, playing a gnome rogue. Both of us are he, him. And yeah.
What's your gnome rogue's name?
Oh, Levin Oakenheart.
Levin Oakenheart.
That is a
Welcome
great
to the
name.
group.
Such a good name.
Thank you.
Okay. Our adventure starts as they often do at Candlekeep in one of the many reading rooms in the Pillars of Pedagogy, where, there's often some downtime between adventures for people to hang out and leaf through books, do research, or just maybe catch a nap in a very, very quiet and relatively safe part of the world. Since it's been a while since some of these adventurers have adventured together, and we also have at least one new adventure here today. Maybe people could just go around and do a little bit of reminders of, what their character is up to, how people might recognize their character, whatever you might want to share. I'll let our listeners know that I believe our players are now level 8.
Correct.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Perhaps
who should
Erica
go
would like to
first?
go first.
Tony, you still have to tell us who goes.
I know.
Perhaps Erica would like to go first.
I would. This was my idea, so I'll do it first. Yes. So Fritat Ha is, as I said, a Goliath barbarian. She's tall and big, even for a Goliath. She's like 8 feet tall. She's got kind of medium brown skin and bright red hair. If you are watching the video, you can see my eyebrows. They are basically that color. And her hair is like short and spiky with like a mohawk in the middle, which makes her look even taller and bigger. One of the traits of this character is that she has the Haunted One background. So, like, from a distance, she looks like this really just big, imposing character. But when you look into her eye, you can see she has, quote, faced unimaginable horror. Is no stranger to darkness.
Just
Yes.
haven't we all?
Yes, she has seen some things. As a matter of fact, she was born on a different plane of existence.
Oh.
Athos. Yep. Yeah, which
Not one of the great planes of
no,
existence
it's
either.
it's a bad one.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I wasn't gonna judge, but you know.
You should judge. It's awful. A terrible creature called an Oni stole her brother, Rafflekish, one day and took Rafflekish to a different plane. And she has been, she left her family. You might recognize the names of some of her brothers if you listen to a lot of Total Party Kill, and has been traveling the plains trying to find her brothers. So basically, the first time she ever meets anybody, she says, "Have you seen my brother?" And yes, she's carrying a big rug. It looks like a lovely rug, but its name is Cuddles, and it can smother people. And she's holding it for a friend. Listen to previous episodes of Total Party Kill for details on Cuddles. Hashtag cross promotion, I guess. Also,
if only we had that sponsor deal from some kind of rug manufacturer who was also very okay with their rugs having a reputation for murder.
Cuddling.
Yeah.
Cuddling.
So yeah, she really likes to read and memorize poetry. Half the time she's muttering poetry under her breath or talking to things that don't look like they're actually there. So that's why she came to the library, because she's going to read more poetry.
Candlekeep is the library on the Sword Coast, if not the known world, or at least the best library. Yep. So, you know, limitless hot and cold running poetry.
Yeah, so she's a very imposing and somewhat disturbing, spooky figure.
Micah, would you like to tell us a little bit about your character in case it's been a while since we've checked in with him?
I would love to. So Ajguri Lone Walker Mako Tatahani, obviously a very long name. They, for some reason, took this out of the more recent editions of the book, but Goliaths have like naming conventions that are built in. And I loved that idea, so I kept it. And essentially the last name, Mako Tatahani, is that of Lone Walker's tribe. Ajguri is the name given to him by his parents. But the middle name is a nickname that is granted at different points in one's life. And it is based on feats that you accomplish or things that you've done. And so, or even descriptions of who you are. And basically, Lone Walker grew up in a tribe of Goliaths. They live way off in the mountains. They're typically pretty insular, but for Lone Walker, he kind of, you can imagine those, the sort of, the movie is playing out in this moment of the child growing up and really not quite fitting in with the running and the fighting and the swords and the this and the that and the other, because Lone Walker was super curious. And so, you know, Lone Walker was the one that was out looking at plants and learning about trees and you know, birds, and even looking at other races in some cases. And the leader of the tribe was luckily a good person instead of a bad person, in that it wasn't like, oh, you're banished because you're not like the rest of us. It was, oh, this is an opportunity. So Lone Walker was granted the name Lone Walker as a person who walks alone, to go out and share the Goliath culture with other cultures, and then also learn more about other cultures. So is essentially kind of an ambassador of Goliaths. So if you've been following along, you will have seen some kind of growth in Lone Walker, from a place of kind of being on one's own to really getting into who or opening up rather, and sort of bringing other people in. And on occasion, Lone Walker has made some connections with folks such that he has chosen to grant them a nickname, which is a very sort of, it's a big thing for a Goliath to do so. And also, as far as looks, Lone Walker, very tall, not as tall as Fritat Ha. It has this sort of dusky purple skin, has some facial tattoos, and then has black dreads that are sort of typically pulled up into a ponytail behind him. He wears gleaming armor, as he is a paladin, and carries a big old warhammer. So quite the imposing figure, kind of scary when you first see him. But despite that, is very soft spoken, or attempts to be. His voice kind of does rumble, but he's kind of a slow speaker who takes the time to consider his words. So the scholar amongst the warriors, if you will, that's Lone Walker.
I love that our party has 2 enormous
Yes.
lions. Cool. I forgot to mention that I created this character by doing entirely Twitter polls for like literally
that's right. I
everything.
remember you
That's
doing that.
right.
Yeah, so
oh my
the fact
gosh.
that like stats are weird and all over the place, blame Twitter.
Blame Twitter. Sebastian, would you like to tell us about Lovin? And I know, you are new to Total Party Kill. We sometimes fill in backstories as we go, so no worries about whether it's short or long. We are excited to hear it.
Okay, sweet. I think Lovin is very like carefree, very just prioritizes their own happiness above anything else. I'm picturing like, I don't know if you've seen that meme. I think it's like a tweet, and it's this woman tweeting saying like, I don't ever want to be doing something I don't want to do for even 1 second. Like that's Lovin. They're like, I just want to be happy. I just want to be carefree, like just do my own thing kind of. Yeah, and they come from a family of like 10 plus siblings. So, they have like the parents where by the 4th kid, it's like, oh, they'll raise themselves. So for that reason, Lovin is very like disconnected from their family and kind of travel a lot. Yeah, I think that's it.
Excellent. Now, I don't know, Sebastian, if you were briefed on this, but entrance into Candlekeep Library required donation of a book to the collection. You already got in, so you might think about what nature of book Lovin might have had in order to pay entrance fee. Because some people have ready access to lots of books, some people don't. Some people might have a very special, unique book. It has to be a book that they don't already have in their collection. That's how they
For example,
build their collection up.
For Tatha's entrance book was a book of poetry that she had written herself and collected during her walking among the plains.
And Lone Walker's book was a book about Goliath culture, and given their pretty insular nature, there was not one that was like that that had already existed. So yeah, it can honestly be anything. I remember what was Jason Snell's characters? It was
Nis or
Yeah,
Nis's.
Yeah,
one of Nis's books was just puns or something like that. Yeah, a book of puns.
The first thing that comes to mind is a book of like tea recipes.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the recipe section of Candlekeep still needs, like, they're getting, it's just, I feel like spell books, they must have like 1 million, but the other sections they've got to really they've got to work on, so
Yeah, but
nice.
a really perfect tea is
Yeah.
magic.
James, would you like to tell us about Nyasa Nightweaver?
Yeah, I was looking at this, and I created Nyasa originally something like 2 years ago. So I was going through some of the background stuff, and I do not remember things like
this is why Erica's having us do this.
I know. So Nyasa's whole thing is she's an ex-assassin. She was raised in a family of assassins, and I brought up, I have a 4-page Google Doc on background.
Holy moly.
That was written with
Annette?
With Annette, because Annette's character Valanthe and Nyasa are sisters. And what happened was their parents split. So Nyasa went with her father, and Valanthe went with her mother. So the two of them hadn't seen each other in ages. And yeah, there are pages. The document is called Nyasa and Valanthe, a sisterly backstory.
And did you? I feel like this is like a Marvel comic where we have lots of like see issue so and so. Did you happen to reconnect on Total Party Kill as your first canonical meeting was a murder mystery set on a train? Correct?
No. I think Nyasa was not there. No, I think
Nyasa wasn't there.
The first meeting was the spa adventure.
Yeah,
that
the
we
spa.
Gotcha. Okay, that was the first appearance of Annette's character, but not the first meeting of Nyasa.
Yeah.
I haven't even listened to that one yet, so I'm excited to get to it.
It's got the James Thompson special ending element.
It does, doesn't it?
Yep.
I don't know what you mean, but we did kind of
I do.
We did kind of steal the spa at the end, and we are now running it together. I actually have in the document, we have the list of the menu at the spa of all the treatments.
wow.
And
I love that you continue. This is a living document.
and
Maybe this should be a member special. They get
yeah.
access.
we have the
So when-
prices, everything.
Wow.
So just checking, Nyasa, you're now a small business owner. You own a spa, but you got to take a break from the grind of running a spa, so you can hang out in the library.
I will say that the spa is kind of a front for a bit of assassinating. So
I thought you were reformed.
well,
Light assassinating.
I mean, it's only
You got to pay the bills.
It's
somehow.
only bad people. Most people who come to the spa have a delightful time. Some percentage do not.
Okay.
But in terms of like the visuals, Nyasa generally wears black. She is 6'4",
Such a tall group.
light blue skin, flame red hair, which isn't great when you're trying to do stealth. But anyway, apparently 250 years old. I didn't remember writing that. Is extremely athletic, very charismatic.
Just like you, James.
Yeah, I think she's actually everything that I am not. She didn't really attend any higher education, is not particularly smart, but looks good, and can jump out of the way of most things. Yeah, and
I like that note.
And she started out with a bit of a knife obsession and was collecting them and had monogrammed knives in one of the first adventures. And
Interesting choice for an assassin.
yes, well, some people have...
Those aren't the ones that are left behind,
Oh, okay.
obviously.
None of them
Yeah.
are left behind because they're expensive. But she grew out of the physical knives and can create psychic knives from her brain now. And as of turning level 8, also has telekinesis in some forms. So has mage hand, which is very good if you're trying to do sort of roguey assassiny things. And can push people telekinetically, like off cliffs at a distance.
I have a character with that. It's the best. Just remember to use it literally every turn. It's great.
Yeah, I was just reading up on it, and I've got this big list of things that I can do that might be more interesting than just throwing a knife at somebody. But yes, that's Nyasa. She's kind of like my default character of me in my brain.
I think that brings us to Kathy Campbell, who's going to tell us about Hermione.
Yes. So Hermione is a centaur, which means she is nice and tall, about 7 foot, so shorter than Frittata and Lone Walker, but was kind of taller than most of the other female fighters in her tribe. They also tended to be more loners, because centaurs either hang out in small family groups or are individuals, and she didn't want to just stay with the centaurs and was like, oh my gosh, I don't really know how to read, but I want to be around really smart people, because she's, big, strong, loves to fight and take care of the little people or people that need some help. So she's like, where else am I going to go? Let me learn to read in the biggest library in the world. And getting to meet new friends is great, and take out some of her rage on, people that hurt her people is great. She has kind of a silvery gray skin with bright pink hair that match her helmet, that also has a big silver horn on it because she pretends to be a unicorn in her dreams. Loves her whip made out of like vines, because centaurs are very naturey. And it's great to be able to use the world around her to take care of business. So yeah, it's nice for her to hang out with other tall people that make her feel shorter.
Aw, happy to.
So, speaking of Hermione, I think our adventure is going to start with you. As I mentioned, you find yourselves, as you are often want to do, enjoying a quiet afternoon in one of the reading rooms in the Pillars of Pedagogy within Candlekeep Library. Big cavernous room, lots of desks and little lamps going off in every direction. There might be a few of the avowed, the librarians that staff Candlekeep, puttering about, collecting books and shelving things. There might be a few other adventurers off on the periphery of the room, but you find yourself in proximity to a group of adventurers that, are, if you have not adventured with before, might be kind of friends of friends situation. I think it's not uncommon to be kind of flipping through the stacks of dusty tomes that find themselves on a table in Candlekeep, just looking for something interesting. And nowhere is the advice, don't judge a book by its cover, more true than in Candlekeep, because lots of great books full of knowledge and wisdom and questionable poetry and excellent tea recipes sometimes come in
How dare you
dusty
question the poetry?
sometimes come in dusty, faded covers that that have been stacked away here for decades, if not centuries. But as you're kind of shifting through a pile of books, just looking for something, one book in particular catches your eye because it is just so kind of visually different from all the other tomes in the stack. I'm just going to show you a copy of this, an image of this book. It kind of, even though it's presumably as old as any of the other tomes in Candlekeep, its vibrant color, it's this bright purple with kind of gold inlays, catches your eye. And maybe you even notice on the cover, in the purple leather, there is a elaborate gold image of a unicorn.
It was made.
Oh my God,
for
Kathy!
you.
What? Oh my gosh, it's almost like Tony saw what was up in the next adventure and invited me
all
just
of this,
for this.
all of this was preordained. Yes.
Yeah, I have to ask a question. So we're in this reading room. Somebody in the live chat said, I hope that the ceilings are tall, now that we know how tall.
They're cavernous. They're good. They're good
Okay.
20, 30
That's
feet
good.
above.
That's good.
You have to
That's
hold
good.
a lot of books.
Yeah.
and
Sebastian,
really tall.
Sebastian, how tall is your character? I want to know like the comparison here.
Shorter for a gnome, so like 3'1" ish.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
Definitely
so
the shortest.
little.
So
Yeah.
four literal or relative giants, and then a gnome. So yep,
All right, do not pick up the gnome.
yep.
It's rude.
That's
You
rude.
don't have
No,
permission.
nobody's allowed to pick me up.
Without, yeah.
No. Yep.
All right, so who finds this book?
Hermione finds this book. It's a pretty hefty looking tome. It's 12 inches wide, 16 inches tall. Looks like it's a few hundred pages. There's some kind of big fancy turquoise bookmarks sticking out of various places. It's got one of those lovely little clasps to keep it closed. And as mentioned,
Fancy.
purple leather with a golden unicorn on the cover.
Ooh, this one's pretty.
I'm not going to ask if it's unicorn leather, but I am
It's-
wondering.
I think that would be unlucky.
That would probably be very.
Also, I don't
unlucky,
think unicorns
but-
are purple. I don't know.
They
I
could
mean,
be
you know what, I'm
dyed.
sure-
Dye.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh great. Now we're problem solving how to kill a unicorn. Thanks everybody. Really tried to steer us away from that. and
It's not a problem.
You all
It's
were
an
quick to
opportunity.
help. An opportunity.
So,
Yeah.
Tony, really quick. I have a feeling that you said this at the beginning, and then we were
I
all
say a
kind
lot
of
of
chatting. It's just Hermione that is like, what? Where is everybody? Are we all just around looking?
Yeah,
at
you're in
books?
vicinity looking through books.
Okay.
Probably,
having
yeah.
a quiet afternoon.
Nyasa
Usually
is
for Tata is sitting in a corner muttering to herself and
Mhm.
muttering to something next to her that you can't see.
Yep.
Nyasa is probably reading something with a lot of pictures. Some
Yep.
kind of gothic tone.
Yep. It's that you're halfway through the Doonesbury collection. Yep. check.
I was thinking more sort of like
Calvin and
Batman,
Hobbes.
whatever the Candlekeep equivalent of Batman is.
The Candlekeep equivalent of Batman is the Black Viper
Batman.
of Waterdeep. Yeah.
Well,
Ooh.
if there is a book of
World building.
if there is a book of illustrated adventures,
There is.
then that is what Nyasa
Yep.
is reading.
Okay.
You occasionally hear a little rumble of, and you see that Lone Walker is reading a large book of puns.
Mm.
Is that the book of puns that you put into the library when we first
Not I,
arrived?
but
Not
Oh,
I.
it was.
that was
Continuity.
Nis.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Jason Snell watches over
Yes.
us wherever we are.
Yes. he
Always,
does.
always. So Hermione is getting better at reading, obviously, because now that she is a level 8 and been in Candlekeep for a very long time, she's ready to branch out of the kids' versions of books, and so is excited to kind of like. So she pulls down this pretty purple unicorny bit of magic and puts it on one of the fancy like book holders that they have in all of the libraries, of course, and goes to open it up because that's what you do with books.
I'm just going to ask you, can you make a quick history check with advantage, Hermione, in case you might recognize the specific unicorn imagery on the cover of the book?
Thank goodness it was with advantage because I rolled a 2 and a 13, but I have a -1 in history, so 12.
All right. I will tell you, with the 12, you recognize that the symbol of on the cover of the book was the symbol of a famous city far from Candlekeep known as Silvery Moon. That's one word. Silvery Moon, which I think with the 12, has a unicorn as their image. You have a feeling that unicorn has some kind of name and significance to the people and city of Silvery Moon, but you don't remember that right now. As you flip open the book, I don't know. You've spent some time in Candlekeep. There's a variety of weird books. So perhaps it's not too surprising that as you flip open the book, at first the page in front of you appears blank. But then writing appears on it as if somebody is writing in the book in front of you. And the text kind of slowly appears in front of you, Hermione, perhaps at a pleasing speed relative to, how you'd like to read. So this is the text that appears in front of you that I will now read to you. Our story starts during the time leading up to the winter solstice on the final night of Uktar in the year 374 Dale Reckoning. Dale Reckoning is just a way that they refer to their years. A nearly full moon rises behind wispy clouds as star-speckled sky darkens against a fading horizon. It seems silent and still here in the heart of the forest, but to anyone who knows the forest well, that silence can be misleading. When you're ready to proceed, turn the page.
Ooh, is this like a choose your own
I was
adventure?
just thinking.
Yeah, that's
Does it
exciting.
go bing at the
It
end?
does. When you're
'cause
ready to
it's
proceed,
not-
turn the page. Bong.
Because it's not reading it out loud. That was just
It makes the bong noise.
turnovers? Oh, okay,
I've decided
good.
it makes the bong noise. And in fact,
Excellent.
that possibly catches the attention of all your friends, is one of the books making a bong noise.
Did your book just bong?
Yeah, apparently it says it's ready for me to turn the page.
Are you ready to turn the page?
I guess so. But let's find out.
Nyasa wanders over.
Should we wait just a moment to
For what?
check? Caution is perhaps a good thing. I sense
Yes.
magic on this book.
Well, the book
Oh.
did make a bong noise and the text did appear. So there's at least some low-level magic happening there.
Perhaps I
Bong.
could
Sorry.
take a moment to check it out.
Just
Sure.
open it. What's the worst that could happen?
Would
It's
you like to
already
roll?
opened.
Would you like to
Yes.
roll Arcana on the book, Lone Walker?
So Lone Walker starts to. No, actually, no. Yeah, I'll just do it. A 10 on Arcana.
With a 10
Frittata
in Arcana,
also
you are certain that
rolls
this
my
book
Arcana.
is magic, but you do not know the nature of the enchantment or anything else.
Frittata also rolled. She did not even think about caution at all until Lone Walker mentioned it, and then was like, "Oh, right, that
Oh,
thing."
yeah, caution.
And rolled a 26.
Holy
Nice.
God!
Natural 20 on my very first roll.
Frittata,
Nice.
you sense powerful enchantments that have been placed upon this book. Obviously, the fact that it you see the text spelling out, and it's made sound, so that's magic. But there is in fact more magic in this old book. You get the sense, studying this book and looking at the kind of some of the runes worked into the cover and the fancy filigree around the spine of the book, that this book is connected to another plane of existence, specifically
Yes!
like a demi-plane, not one of the real planes. So it's like a small,
Like a
Okay.
field.
well,
My brother could be
Demi
there.
field.
Your brother could be there. Wow.
it's a there is a small plane of existence that is accessible via this book. It's unlikely that plane of existence, for example, has anyone that like lives there, but it is there's a magical construct basically inside this book that could be accessed by the readers.
Do you relay that to us?
Yes, I will relay it, and I will say, please turn the page.
No.
I need to find my brother. I have been to planes. I need to go to this one.
Lone Walker will say, "It would appear an adventure awaits, but perhaps we could look around for more to join the party."
Looking around the library, you notice that a good number of adventurers who really just need a day off have started scooting their chairs further and further away from this group. This is not uncommon in Candlekeep. Not everybody wants to go on an adventure every day, and the various members of the Avowed, the monk-like librarians who maintain Candlekeep, have all realized that they are needed elsewhere. But there does seem to be a small collection of adventurers, some of whom you've traveled with before in your immediate vicinity. Adventures like Hermione and Nyasa Nightweaver and Lone Walker and Frittata, and hey, Lone Walker, somebody you may have encountered in your travels, known as Lovin.
And you actually hear Lone Walker kind of gasp. It's almost like, I don't know if you've all seen The Office, or if some of you have seen The Office, but there's a part where Dwight is talking to someone else and Angela kind of shows up behind, and then he looks over and he's like, "Oh," because Angela's right there. It's a little bit like that, but more of a pleased gasp. And Lone Walker says, "My Alicki smiles upon me. My friend, Lovin, what are you doing here?"
Earlier when I was eavesdropping on you guys, I climbed to the top of the bookshelf and was just kind of like peeking over, watching you guys look into the book. So I'm just like,
oh, so you're up.
Shelf.
Okay, so then Lone Walker's looking up and saying, "My
Literally, what are you doing
friend,
there?
Lovin, what are you doing there?"
I'm like, hey down there. Just catching up on some reading. What are you up to?
"It would appear an adventure is on the horizon. Do you have the time to join us?"
How difficult is this?
Is
it time consuming?
For 5 level 8 players.
Does the sky rumble and say that? Because Lone Walker looks over to Frittata to see if you got any vibe of how difficult this was going to be.
Frittata just looks up and says, "We will do the hard parts."
Fine.
You do know that sometimes when as some of you are Candlekeep regulars, sometimes when you go on an adventure quest, but as given to you by a book, there are various gifts and blessings imparted upon the successful reader.
He means money. There's a lot of money.
No,
Yes.
actually, Levin is very food motivated.
Oh, okay.
Just throwing that out there.
Sometimes we have found sandwiches.
Yes.
In
Hoagie meatball subs.
yeah, they are
Meatball
more
subs
frequent
abound.
than you might imagine.
Perhaps
Certainly
there
more
will be
frequent than I ever imagined.
new foods, new cuisine in this
Mhm.
demi-plane.
Sold.
I just because now there's a collection of you around the book. Does anyone else want to make a history check on the symbol on the cover of the book before the page is
Sure.
turned?
Should I have disadvantage since I'm not actually from here?
Yeah, probably. Thank you for suggesting that.
History, is it?
Yeah.
11.
Anyone else?
Nyasa
Higher
will
than
have a go.
I don't have a. I'm not good with history.
Anyone can roll high.
I'm not good,
Does-
but I'm sometimes lucky, which is a useful
Hey.
trait.
All right, I'll roll two just to see.
I probably can't roll again.
15.
Right?
I got a 15
15.
as well. So.
Oh, nice.
right,
Two 15s.
I think
That makes
Nyasa
30.
and yep, that is how that works. Nyasa and Lone Walker, you have traveled far and wide, and you recognize the crest of Silvery Moon, which you know is a city far to the north and east of Candlekeep, and it's basically very inland from the Sword Coast, which is probably where, even if you've traveled a lot, you've probably mainly been contained to the Sword Coast. But it is a faraway city that is, probably often spoken of with some degree of reverence. It is a city that is in our realm, but based upon like a lost ancient elven city. And it's a city where people of lots of different backgrounds and races and cultures come to kind of mingle together in this kind of place in isolation in the woods. It's a city with a lot of ties to elves and kind of peaceful woodland creatures. And I think you might even specifically know with the 15 that the symbol of the crest for Silvery Moon is one of their deities. It is Lurue, Lurue, the unicorn, and it's like the unicorn, like
Oh,
the first,
yeah.
unicorn,
capital T,
like the first unicorn, like the original unicorn,
The OG unicorn.
yeah, the OG unicorn,
The
like the
OU.
idea that all
The
other
OU.
unicorns are based upon, who is basically kind of a lesser deity of the woodlands, and kind of peaceful cohabitation in the woodlands.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I know I relay that information. I don't know if Nyasa
Yeah.
does.
Nyasa Nightweaver keeps it to herself.
Nyasa Nightweaver doesn't tell anybody. Just
Yes.
knows what's up.
Thankfully, knows nothing that Lone Walker didn't already know. All right. Will somebody turn the page?
Absolutely.
All right. As you turn the page, a glowing portal kind of grows out of the book, occupying a nice 10-foot high space in the vicinity of the book. Several other adventurers take this opportunity to leave the Pillars of Pedagogy, headed across the courtyard to have a drink at the bar, not wanting to get mixed up in whatever nonsense you all are about to do. So you know that if you step through this portal, you will enter a demiplane, a magical realm, a small magical realm, like a tiny, quaint, starter realm that basically lives inside this book.
Well,
Hermione goes right through the door.
And
Okay.
Lone Walker follows for sure.
I think
All right.
Nyasa will just say.
Tata will go last just to make
Okay.
sure. that everybody-
Nyasa will say something like, "A portal from a book. Must be Saturday," and just walks straight through.
Wait,
All right.
Lovin, did you go through?
Love
Is,
and Oakenheart,
is the
you in?
portal like above the book?
I
Like,
think it
is
would
it
be
like a
like
doorway?
nicely on the adjacent to the book, so it's like it starts at floor level. I think it's an accessible portal.
I'm just gonna dive. From
All
the
right,
top
you
row
dive
then.
in.
Oh, you're
You-
diving from the bookshelf
From the
down
shelf,
into
yeah.
the
The
oh,
bookshelf
wow.
shelf.
Just
Fine.
as
Fine, and then I
Tata
just
was
jump
about
in.
to she was just gesturing and then boom. All right, well here we go.
All right. The sparkling light of the portal is a little disorienting as your eyes kind of clear and your vision returns. You find yourself in kind of just like a beautiful little meadow near the edge of a sprawling forest. There are some signs that this realm is, though it seems to depict a real place. There's some signs that this is not kind of real, and that sometimes you look at the trees and they don't look quite right.
Are we in a
Or-
cartoon?
You're basically kind of like in a cartoon inside the book. you notice you might even be kind of starting to like stretch your legs and walk around the pasture a little bit, and it's like you feel like a little bit of resistance depending on which direction you head in the open pasture here. The sky up above is kind of clear and peaceful. You hear the sounds of birds chattering in the woods. Kind of sounds like they might be on a loop.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh,
you know,
no.
Is
This
the
really is
sky-
a quaint little
Is
thing.
the sky clear and like blue, or is it an unnatural color?
the sky
Like
is blue and clear, so it seems like this is at least a simulation of your realm, your world. You are still in. Well, you're not, but you're in. It is not a. This is not the Feywild or some other. In magical alien realm to you. Maybe somebody would like to make a nature check to have a sense of where you are.
while I'm rolling, do we also look has our physical appearance changed?
Oh.
Or
Looking
do we
around-
look exactly the same?
You look exactly the same, and in fact, you are so kind of realistic and authentic that it's like you don't quite match up with the background around you.
Okay. I rolled a 16.
All right. Hermione, you are just taking a look at the grass and some of the foliage around you, and maybe listening to the birds, and you get the distinct sense that you are not near Candlekeep. You are not on the Sword Coast. You are somewhere quite far away, and you even maybe recognize that some of the trees and birds that you hear are native to areas of the continent that are very far to the north and east from the Sword Coast, an area that is referred to as the High Forest. Yeah.
I think Lone Walker, just to be safe, given the experiences he's had in the past, is going to just do a cheeky little detect good and evil, because he's got plenty of those to burn. So basically anything affected by the Hallow spell or any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet is something that I would be able to sense.
Oh, is this also the one where noxious evil smells bad to you and good rings like heavenly music in your ears?
Yes.
Remind me again what kinds of creatures you detect with
This would be celestial, fiend, and undead.
All right. There are no celestial fiend or undead within range of you, and in general, I would say that the place smells pleasing, and there's a just kind of a faint, kind of pleasant kind of tone to this world. And as you are kind of surveying the area around you, you do sense movement, Lone Walker, kind of on the tree line to the north of you. Presumably not celestial, undead, or fiend movement.
One of you with better eyes than me, perhaps you could perceive, is the word that's coming to me, that area to the north.
Tata is muttering to something that you don't see next to her. Perception -1. So definitely not going to be the one to do this.
Yeah, same. I'm also -1, and I
So tall and so nearsighted, our group is.
Wow.
I rolled an
But
8.
the short one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I rolled.
I just got a 21.
I rolled
All
a
right.
20. So
Okay. Lovin' Oakenheart, you spy with your little eyes coming through the brush, maybe kind of waiting on the periphery of the forest to see you before you see them, but you see them before, just as they see you. You see there are 3 creatures kind of peering out from the tree line, and they seem to be, they're smaller than the average size of your group. These seem to be kind of
Yeah, the average
bar
is
is
skewed,
high.
isn't it?
Yeah, the average is really skewed. Woodlandy looking creatures. They've got horns on their head. They've got some interesting facial hair. They're humanoid, but they seem to have kind of goat-like legs. And there's 3 of them, and they're kind of, hanging out on the edge of the woods. I don't know if they know that you see them. They seem to be curious about you. The 5 of you standing there in this lovely pasture.
I'm gonna pretend not to see them and kind of tell Lone Walker, like, down here.
Lone Walker kneels down. Oh, it looks
3
like he's
o'clock.
sort of adjusting his boot.
Okay.
Nice.
And what did you say, Levin?
3 o'clock. We
Lone.
have guests.
Lone Walker will look over, and I don't know. I'm trying to think of how we sort of alert. I guess maybe from Lone Walker, we'll get all of you looking at me, and I just sort of look over with my eyes to where they seem to be.
As you look over, the environment around you kind of shifts a little bit, and it's certainly not at a rate that is natural, but maybe it is the standard for this plane in which you find yourselves. The sun, which was, probably a late afternoon, kind of rapidly sets, dipping below the horizon, and a rising full moon illuminates the darkened sky and fills this little clearing with moonlight. The three creatures on the tree line seem to chose this moment to kind of wander out, looking at all of you. They don't seem to be armed. Two of them seem to be carrying jugs, and they seem to be, well, a little incapacitated. One of them greets you. I guess I'll just tell you what this language is in case anyone speaks it. Does anyone speak the language Sylvan?
Ooh, me.
Yay!
I do.
Don't think I do.
It's
Where
like this was made for you.
All right.
Oh, there we go. Nope, I don't.
Sylvan is the language of the Fae, suggesting that these are creatures of Fae origin. And the lead of this group, in fact, I think Hermione, you might recognize that these creatures are satyrs, which are they're Fae creatures. They are kind of half human, half goat. And, I mean, look, there's all kinds of different people out there in the world, but satyrs are known for being pretty hard partiers.
Party animals,
Yeah.
some might say.
And the lead satyr greets you in a language that I guess the rest of your party doesn't necessarily understand. The lead satyr says, "Hey, bro.
Hey, cousin."
Yo, I'm Tragos. These are my brosifs, Artelio and Fanangio, and are you cool?
Could you say those names for us again, Tony?
Artelio and Funagio.
Artelio, Funagio,
And Tragos.
and Tragos. I know that I
As they're-
don't necessarily know them yet, but
Yeah.
As they're introducing themselves, probably only Nyasa would hear this, but under her breath, Fratata says, "Through the meadows, through the valleys, goes the satyr caroling." Poetry.
Nyasa
So,
looks
like-
blank.
Are you cool?
Hermione says, "Yeah, obviously we are all very cool."
And you are speaking in native Sylvan.
Correct.
So we've been out, we've been having like a great time, and we totally got harshed by some ravens that just would not let us alone. And like, we're not up for fighting ravens, like, why can't we just talk it out? But like, we're looking for maybe travel with some other people so the ravens won't mess with us. It's not hard. Our home is kind of a ways from here, and we've had a lot to drink. The two other satyrs belch loudly.
I know how that goes. Yeah, if you would like to join us, let me confer with my friends.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
make
only
sure
if,
they're
like,
okay with it.
You're headed where we're headed. We don't want to like put anybody out, but like,
So Hermione relays to the rest of the group pretty much everything that was just said.
Okay.
I think Nyasa is just curious as to whether they have enough beverage for all of us.
Would you like to approach Artelios or?
I mean, like, I can't speak the language, so I'm going to need some simultaneous translation. But
I think that there are
they
some
might
things
speak
that there are some
common.
things that cross.
I sort of raise a hand and make an expectant kind of like, You have- huh?
Artelio, one of the satyrs, says, well, he's speaking in Sylvan. Sprechen Sie Elven?
Yep.
yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, oh yeah, Elvin, I can do that. You want a drink?
I'd love one.
All right. He beckons for you to approach.
I
NASA.
still don't understand any of this.
All right.
Yeah, I now don't understand because I don't
That's
speak
funny.
Elven.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
He holds the jug up over his head and prepares to pour something into your mouth.
I
Oh, I don't like that.
how tall are these people?
Not that tall.
So I'm 6'4", so I'm gonna have to basically lie on the ground, I think.
All right. Okay. They think this is great. You lie on the ground and
You
they
do?
pour.
Open wide.
I think that's what you, I don't want to tell you you're doing. I think that's what you said you were doing, right?
Yep. I mean, like.
Yep.
This is.
All right.
Characters make choices.
Lone Walker
Arkelio
looks over at
and
Furtata and is like,
Funagio jump up and down as they
What is
pour
happening?
wine out of the jug
Furtata
into
shrugs.
your mouth. Give me a quick Constitution check there, Nyasa Nightweaver.
Saw that coming.
hopefully for drunkenness and not poison.
Yeah.
That is a 19.
All right.
Oh,
it is-
sorry. By the way,
Mm.
you get everybody who's within 10 feet of me gets a +3 bonus on all saving throws.
Ooh.
+3. Wow.
Yeah, +3 bonus on all saving throws.
All right.
Ow.
It's pleasing wine. You're a little buzzed. It's maybe a little sweeter than you would like. I don't know. But yeah, you are not in any way mechanically incapacitated by
So
it.
I would say Nyasa, while lying on the ground, just gives a thumbs up to the group.
Mhm. All right. The satyrs are all high-fiving and think this is just the best thing in the world. Yeah. One of us. One of us.
Okay, so did Hermione? You did tell us that they need our help. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
And so basically asking if they can come hang out with us and if we can help them with their bird problem.
Yeah, we're headed back. We live at Polvarth Plateau. It's like a couple hours north, I think. We're a little lost. And like those ravens really chased us for a while. So like, I don't know. It's good to have new friends though, right? And the other satyrs say in Elven, friends.
I asked Hermione, can you please ask them if they have seen someone who looks like me,
I will
But
absolutely do that.
but
Yes.
a boy?
Yeah.
If they point to me, I'll scream. Micah will scream, not Lone Walker.
Yeah, Hermione is like, hey, this is my buddy Furtata is looking for her brother. He looks just like her. That's
We're
part of
friends.
the reason why we're here. Have you
Oh,
seen anyone like her? Or
I
any of
don't-
us, really?
Tragos kind of studies you for Tata like really carefully. He's kind of swaying
So
side
expectant. I have
to
my
side
haunted
a little bit as
my-
he does.
My
Your
haunted
haunted eyes.
eyes. It's like, remember, commoners want to be good to me and give me help because I look so haunted.
And he relays. So just to check, they can speak Sylvan, which I guess only Hermione speaks, which is the
Mhm.
language of the Fae. They also speak Elven. Who else speaks? So Nyasa
Lone
speaks
Walker
Elven.
speaks Elven.
Yeah.
Lone Walker speaks
I
Elven.
speak Elven.
You speak Elven. So
So-
Furtata is the only one who can't directly
Fine.
converse with them. So they're happy to speak Elven if that will help you out. And they'll be like, I don't think so. I mean, I'd love to help you out, bro, but there have been some strange new people in the woods causing trouble and stirring things up. I wouldn't like to, cast aspersions, but maybe your brother's among them. I mean, how does her brother feel about animals? And I assume you might relay that to Furtata.
Yeah.
Animals? Animals here are very different from animals where we come from. So Raffle
No,
would
again-
probably be mystified.
No, like, don't want to prejudge anybody or anything, but like, do you think maybe her brother is the kind of person that would kill a lot of animals?
Oh, I don't
Only in self-defense.
Because somebody, like a lot of somebodies, have been coming through the woods killing everything. It's
Oh,
really
no.
not
No.
cool. Not like how like we like to live. We're all about harmony, man.
Yeah.
We should get these people. It's for Tata. She's
Yeah, let's-
starting to get mad.
Let's take
We
care
must stamp them out.
let's take care of the birds first, and then we can take care of the people that are killing animals. How about that?
Okay.
Fine.
And so you travel with Tragos, Artelios, and Funagios, the three drunken satyrs who just want to get home without being attacked by birds. They are, I don't know if this is, may not be your preferred way to travel, but, they take a kind of winding path through the woods to the north. They tell you lots of confusing stories that don't totally make any sense about what they did yesterday. A lot of satyr jokes that don't translate great. And they insist on stopping roughly every 20 minutes to have a break and drink more wine.
Oh my
So
goodness.
it's
No wonder why they're getting attacked. They're not like hurrying through.
yeah,
For Tata,
well,
we'll try some of the wine too.
yeah, it's good wine.
Yeah, Nyasa will
know.
vouch for it. I think I've decided that Nyasa is just down to party. This is a new personality trait.
Okay. Just like you, James.
Yes.
Well,
Again,
will
now that
suggest
she
that-
runs a spa, she needs to like let her hair down and
Yeah.
relax when she's not doing
Yeah.
business.
You gotta relax professionally now.
yeah.
Right?
Relaxation.
And you
business.
you can't relax at your work, even if that work is for relaxing people.
True.
Yeah, it's true. So true, people. I will suggest that anyone who is heavily imbibing in the wine may need to make some constitution checks to avoid being, compromised by that.
That
Not
that's just the price you pay.
Lone Walker is not going to drink.
All right.
What about Lovin? Is Lovin a drinker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we... Yeah. Okay. All right. Everybody, give me a constitution check if you're drinking. If
All right.
you get less than 12, there's gonna be some things.
A check or a saving throw, Tony? Just to clarify.
I guess it's a saving throw.
So
Okay, so +3, everybody.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Oh god.
yeah, but you already rolled before.
But he said he was drinking a lot.
That's right. That's right.
It is true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got a
4.
22.
God.
So it's total 7 for Lovin with my
All right.
+3 bonus.
So
All right.
while Nyasa
Oof.
was down to party, I don't think she's done this very often.
No, this is,
It's that
yeah.
rookie mistake
freshman-
of drinking
yeah.
too much.
Yep.
Freshman in college.
Yeah,
I think
the,
Lone Walker and I are going to end up carrying everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, unfortunately, some of you have had a little too much, and you find yourself, it's hard. You're in a new plane. You don't know what the rules are here.
Maybe the oxygen mix is different.
Yeah,
It's like going
sometimes,
to Denver.
sometimes it affects you differently than it would have if you were in your own plane of existence. And so you find yourself suddenly, perhaps surprisingly heavily inebriated. And this comes with some mechanical disadvantages. Specifically, you have disadvantage on ability checks, and your speed is halved. And some of your
We're not going that fast anyway.
some of
Yeah.
your companions may choose to carry you, depending on how annoying it is that your speed is half.
If anybody
Um,
requests for Tata, we'll absolutely carry them. Also, she has a giant, area rug just over
Yeah.
her shoulder. So probably Lovin could just like sit on the rug and just like take a ride. If
At this stage of things, the satyrs themselves, the original party animals, suggest that you've had enough. But of course, we'll continue to serve you
Burn.
because they don't want to be be bad hosts.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well,
I have a-
Hermione didn't
I have a
drink.
lengthy table of things where we can progress from here for those who wish to continue.
Hermione didn't drink any because she wanted to make sure to take care of everyone around her, and because of the birds, the word that the satyrs used up for the birds was kind of a scary sounding bird. Like obviously
Raven.
it scared them, but not raven. And it was a murder of birds since there were 3 of them. So she was like, I'm gonna protect the babies and make sure that everyone's okay. So she can give all 3 of the satyrs a ride on her back.
Okay.
too.
So you're traveling for a couple hours through the woods. At times there's little game trails you can follow. Other times you're just kind of heading along open you know just through the woods, and it's slower going. Um and you are after a while find yourselves following a stream north for a while, and it's at this point there it looks like maybe there even used to have been like an ancient road or path that followed the stream north. When give me a quick perception check, everybody.
13.
I rolled a 17.
I got a
24.
0.
Holy moly.
So-
I rolled a 5.
Natural 20 from
Lovin,
Lovin.
again, great with the perception. Other people perhaps are distracted by a particularly involved a nonsensical story from the satyrs, but Lovin, you get the sense that you are being watched once again from the woods, and even specifically that there are creatures to your immediately lying in wait up the cliffside to your east that look like they are about to attack the group.
I guess I stop everyone.
All right. You tell everyone to stop. The party immediately comes to a halt as at the same time 3 burly looking men clad in skins, their faces painted with paint and wielding axes, launch themselves out of the woods screaming and attacking the group. Will these strange woodland men murder you here inside a book? Will you get wherever the satyrs want you to go? Why are people drunk inside a book? That's strange, right? For answers to questions
really.
such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill: Candlekeep Mysteries - The Lore of Lurue. Bootleg/live stream listeners, you don't need to tune in next time. We're going to take a short break and continue playing very, very soon.
Tune in a few minutes.
Yeah,
Yes.
tune in a few minutes. You may need to skip ahead on whatever playback device you are on.
I wonder if you leave the book if the alcohol
Mm.
effects just go away.
Oh.
Is this a book or a holiday?
It depends on how well written this book is.
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
synthahol? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
So,
players, we'll take a short break and we'll
10
come back.
minutes.
Whatever people need. Yeah.
Does that work for everybody?
Okay.
10 minutes.
All right. Set in my timer.
All right. Still
the
recording.
important
Yes, so
information.
people don't miss this exciting.
Initiative rolling.
Some people love it.
Yeah.
I'm not
That
one of those
one?
people, but
Yep.
There you go.
And then do you want me to go
Nice.
again?
Yeah, go
Yep.
again.
All
Wow.
right. Wow.
Great initiative.
Very,
Okay.
very
All
high.
right, now that we've used the good rolls for
Mhm.
initiative.
I
Yeah.
feel like this tells us that Levin has done quite a bit of drinking and has no problem.
Backstory.
It's like, I'll go into it. Ah.
And I think
Oh,
it says
God.
that Nyasa has not.
Should we start the episode? We had our break. I don't know if we need to
Yeah.
figure anything else. Erica,
No.
is there organizational business?
Nope, I think we're good.
All right, let's
Do we
do
need
it.
a reading
the
of the
short-
minutes?
The short version of the introductions.
No reading of the minutes. If you need to refer to the full recording. of the previous- Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a dungeon master. I use he, him pronouns. And today we are continuing one of our Candlekeep mysteries. This is our second session of the Lore of Lurue from Candlekeep Mysteries. In our previous session, our adventurers were sucked into a book, as you do in Candlekeep, specifically a book about the city of Silvery Moon, which is somehow connected to the lesser deity Lurue, the original unicorn. Our players are, they've met some satyrs. They're accompanying them on a nice little stroll through the woods, just making friends, when 3 berserkers have jumped out of the woods and attacked the group. That's right, we are starting off right in combat. We are going to introduce people in initiative order and jump into things. First up, it's Sebastian. Welcome back, Sebastian.
Hi. Thanks.
This is where we typically will say what character we're playing once
Yeah.
again.
Oh.
For anyone who's tuning back
Sorry,
in.
you went first
And
and
pronouns.
you didn't.
Yeah.
Because
No,
you
I did
rolled-
not know what was supposed to
Yeah.
happen.
No,
Sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
Sebastian, for podcasting purposes, we'll just start over and I'll say your name and you'll say who you are,
Thank you.
pronouns, and your character if you want. So, first up, welcome back, Sebastian.
Thanks. I'm Sebastian playing Levin Oakenheart. He, him pronouns.
Excellent. Also joining us, it's Erica Ensign.
Hello, yes, Erica Ensign, she, her, playing Fritat Ha, she, her, a Goliath barbarian carrying a great big smothering rug named Cuddles. No pronouns.
Also joining us, Kathy Campbell.
Hello, Kathy Campbell playing Hermione, both she, her pronouns. And I am currently carrying 3 drunk satyrs on my back as a centaur fighter, just to clarify, not me, Kathy, Hermione.
It's important to keep the character and the player. If those walls are collapsing, pull the cord. We will stop the podcast. Next up in the initiative order is 3 angry berserkers. They are NPCs. They are aggressive. We may not get to know their names or learn much about their personalities or motivations. Their main motivation right now is murder. Going to people that have names, personalities, and interests. Next up, it's James Thompson.
I'm James Thompson. I'm he, him. I'm playing Nyasa Nightweaver, she, her, who's a high elf rogue who has decided that, at least for this adventure, she's a party girl and we looked this term up, celebutante.
So are you a secret assassin who is also a celebrity?
I mean, like, I guess
There's
if
so many layers.
You
to
embody
Nyasa.
it. Whether
It's like-
whether you
like-
actually are a celebrity, you believe you are, right?
Yeah.
Like an onion baked into a layer cake. So many layers.
if nothing, I'm a successful small business owner.
Okay.
And I
That's
think
true.
we
That's
should celebrate those.
And we
people.
should celebrate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Once again for putting me in my place, James. And last but not least, it's Micah Sargent.
Hey there, I play Ajguri Lone Walker Mako Tatahani, better known as Lone Walker, a Goliath paladin. He and I both use he, him pronouns.
And I put them in the initiative order at the very end and put their tokens on the map, mainly so we don't forget about them. But I can assure you that the 3 satyr brothers, Tragos, Artelios, and Finagio, are not going to be combatants because of their peaceful nature and severely inebriated status, which is what encouraged them to recruit you as traveling companions here in the woods.
Slash bodyguards.
Yeah. Now, this was intended to be an ambush with these berserkers flinging themselves out of the woods as they laid in wait for you to stroll past them. But thanks to the keen perception of Love and Oakenheart, it is not a surprise attack. You both knew each other were there. They have launched themselves and they are just on the edge of your group, but they don't get to go first. They don't get a surprise attack. And in fact, Love and Oakenheart, you are the first to react to these three berserkers. They are big, burly men with painted faces, strange. They're clad in weird, like, animal hides that are all kind of mismatched and not tailored well, and they're carrying large great axes.
They're okay.
They're okay.
There are three very large companions between me and them. Is it possible for me to slink away to that tree?
Yeah, I think so. You could go hide in a tree if you wanted.
I kind of want to do like sneak attack. So
Okay.
like kind of run around Lone Walker and up into this tree.
It's possible that they were not even super aware of your presence, given your diminutive size relative to the rest of the group. So you have plenty of space to make it to a tree and climb up into a tree. Give me a quick stealth check to see if you have avoided their awareness. You are looking to beat a 10 to hide in a tree.
15.
All right, yeah. They do not know where you are in the tree. Maybe they caught a glimpse of somebody running for the tree, but you have disappeared into the leaves.
Sweet. I guess I'm gonna do sneak attack.
All right, and then from the leaves comes an attack.
Bum, bum, bum.
And also, do you want to attack the one nearest to the tree? Is that your preferred
Yes.
target? All right.
I imagine I have like a dagger in each hand, and I just drop down from the tree
All right.
and just
You run
go
up in the
crazy.
tree and then come down from the tree. No one expects that. All right.
So with this, you'll actually want to choose one of your weapons to attack first, and then you add the sneak attack damage to whatever weapon. So you have to start by doing that normal roll on the actions page for whichever weapon you're choosing.
Okay.
So hopefully you'll hit. It'll depend on what their armor class is.
Did I do that right?
Yeah, I see dagger.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah, there it is. Yep, 14 to hit. Does that hit a...
Yeah, so these burly men are clad in hide armor, which is not, I mean, it's not like it's bad armor, but it's not, there's better armor out there, and so a 14 will hit a burly man.
Nice. So then it looks like Love and you did 7 piercing damage, but you get... Tony, do you want to give him that original sneak attack damage that he rolled? Yeah. So 19 sneak attack damage and 7 piercing 19? Damage. Yeah.
All right. Lovin, feel free to describe what this looks like, but I imagine that you drop out of the tree and just plunge your dagger into the back of this big burly berserker.
Yep, pretty much.
He howls as you plant a dagger like right in one of his shoulders, and there is a decent size spurt of blood. He is not bloodied, but he's real unhappy. So
I think Lone Walker says, "I'm a little afraid."
I'll say one thing about the sneak attack is we don't actually need to hide, because if the enemies are within 5 feet of somebody else in the party, we can automatically do a sneak attack. So, but hiding
that
is
was
cool.
way cooler.
Yeah, your way was very cool.
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing.
We don't usually get to see rogues.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. We don't usually get to see rogues do true sneak attacks like that, because they usually rely on the fact that there's somebody else standing next to the enemy. And so to actually see you climb a tree and go from there is pretty neat.
So basically,
Lovin, anything else on your turn, or is that it?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I imagine like when I dropped down on him, I was behind him. So then like after I stab him in the shoulder and drop to the ground, I scurry behind the tree trunk. So when he turns around, there's nobody there.
There's nobody there.
Ooh,
all right.
nice.
Now he may go looking behind that tree trunk. We'll see what happens. For Tata, you are, and I apologize, I kind of just dropped your tokens wherever. Feel free to adjust if you think you're in a different place on the map.
No, I would have totally been in the back.
That's where I imagined you would be.
Yeah, I always, I like to watch the rear and make sure.
All right,
nobody
you're in the
sneaks up
rear.
on us.
There is a berserker in your vicinity. There's also I guess they are Hermione, are the satyrs still on your back, or have they scurried off at the sign of
They
danger?
probably have scurried off to go
Or maybe
hide
they
under a
fell
bush.
off as you got ready.
Startled.
Yeah.
Yeah, reared
Okay.
up.
So there's a heap of drunken satyrs at your feet, Tata.
Would they be right there though, or would they be a little closer to where Hermione is?
We'll put them up there.
Okay, good. Right.
For
Because
no particular reason, except two.
okay, so Tata does not like this at all. Gonna take a quick step this way and bust out in a rage because I do not like being attacked by random strangers in a book. That is just rude.
Rude, yeah.
Yes. And I have a storm aura, which means that when I start my rage, I gain a 10-foot aura effect, and which is basically like the fires of the desert, the heat of my upbringing just explodes from me. And as that happens, any creature within my aura takes 3 fire damage.
All right. The berserker will take 3 fire damage.
Rawr! This was rude. Tata has had to learn a lot of manners over the years because she did not start with them.
I love the idea of you like calling out the different sorts of behaviors. That was rude. That was kind. That's just, I love it.
All right. So, and then in addition to that, going to attack with, I have a maul that's just like a great big stick with, I think it's like a piece of obsidian, just like a chunk of obsidian tied to it with ropes.
Nice.
Or like leather of some sort. And yeah, so taking this maul and just swinging it, trying to smash it down on top of the head of this thing. Oh, I rolled a 19 on the die, so that's like a 26, I think.
That'll hit a burly man.
I'm hoping that hits. Yeah, that's right. We already had a 14 hit previously. So I get to roll damage, which is 7 plus 4 is 11. Yes. I was looking to you guys to check my math for me, and nobody helped.
I don't make an app that's a calculator.
I would use delightful apps like that, except I love dice so much, like the actual dice.
What was the 11, final amount? 11 damage.
That
to
was
this
11. Yes.
All right.
From the maul, I think it's bludgeoning damage. I don't know what these little icons mean, and that is it for my. Actually, I think now that I have done that, I'm going to move to between these two. I will point out that the aura does not do damage unless I like actively make it do damage. So, yeah, I think it might when it first pops off, but there we go. So that's it for my turn.
Kathy, it's Hermione's turn.
Alrighty. Hermione is going to attack the berserker that Levin went after for now. Going to start with my short sword, like you do. 17.
17 hits.
5 plus 4 is 9 points of damage.
Oh.
Then going to whip it good. With a 19, which is also going to hit, and rolling my new fancy D4.
Ooh.
Fancy D4.
It's squishy, but it's not.
Got a 6 points of damage.
I will tell you.
You got a 6 on your new fancy D4.
It has a modifier.
There's a problem.
Yeah, I know. I rolled a 2 plus 4 is 6.
No, I trust it.
I will tell you, your combined assaults between Hermione and Levin have bloodied that first berserker.
Excellente.
Well, things not a great start for the berserkers who jumped out of the woods and got stabbed a lot. But it is their turn. This is where it all turns around. The berserkers are all going to start by going berserk. When berserkers go berserk, they are reckless and they have advantage in all their attacks, but they also grant advantage to all of you. So
Oh.
please note that any attack you make against the berserkers in the next round, you have advantage. But the berserkers are just going to go berserk, and I think they are going to attack Hermione twice and Frittata once. Let me just check. What am I doing?
Bring
I'm
it.
rolling great axe attacks. Each one gets to attack a single time.
They're just
so
okay.
They're meh axes.
meh axes. All right, for Tata, here we go. I have rolled a 2 and a 1. All right. Better luck over here with Hermione first attack. That's gonna be pretty good. That's gonna be math is a 23 to hit.
Ouch. Yep, that hits.
And the second attack is gonna be a 17.
Nope, does not hit.
All right. They are just chopping at the air with their axes. One of them clips you for 11 damage. Pretty good. A solid axe hit on you.
Meh.
All right. Well, fine.
It's a meh axe. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Nyasa, it is your turn. There are a decent number of berserkers in your near vicinity. One of them is kind of right up in your grill already.
I think Nyasa is going to be sort of woken up from her stupor, is going to see this berserker running towards her, and natural reaction with her new abilities, she is going to shove the berserker right next to her telepathically. So as a bonus action, you can try to telekinetically. Sorry, I got my tellies.
Yeah,
mixed up.
telepathically, you
Look,
telling him
come on.
about.
Look,
I'm going to shove you later. Telekinetically, you shove him.
Look, I'm drunk. What can I say? And so target must succeed on a strength saving throw DC 14 or be moved 5 foot towards or away from you. So I'm going to shove them towards that cliff.
Now that's a cliff up that they jump down from.
Yes.
All right. Just making sure.
No, I'm not trying to push them off the cliff. I'm just trying to get them out of my face.
This berserker is caught completely surprised by a telekinetic shove, and so I guess he kind of falls backward up against the cliff.
And let's see.
It
Now that doesn't
does not provoke
opportunity attacks. Okay.
No,
Gotcha.
because he did not choose to move.
So for the sneak attack rules,
you wouldn't get sneak attack now because there's nobody.
Yeah, there's no against that.
Maybe you want to retcon that to do it in the other order: attack first and then shove.
And then shove.
Well, I was thinking because my knives are a range thing.
Do they have to be? Because they're psychic. Maybe they do.
I think they do because they're psychic. So that was why I was pushing him out of the way first. But I can throw them at anybody, so I can do the sneak attack on the one at the top.
Yeah.
So the one next to Lovin, I will attempt to throw. And now I was disadvantaged, but then we've got advantage. So does that cancel out? So I'm like just normal?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that makes it fairly straightforward to roll then. So yes, I think there's going to be a sort of semi-drunken attempt at flinging
Throw a psychic blade.
blades. I mean,
all right, we've all been to those
if something
parties.
happens to Lovin,
Guys, if you're at a party and people start throwing psychic knives around, leave. Call your dad. Just get out of there. It's not a good scene.
I apologize to any new members of the party if this blade goes wrong.
Gosh.
That is actually a 19 plus a 7, so
All right, yeah.
I think that'll
he
do the
is
trick.
Pinned against the cliff wall by a psychic blade.
And
this is the one under
No,
the tree.
it's the tree one.
Oh, the tree one.
yeah, it's the tree one because then I
Sneak
get
attack.
sneak attack.
Mhm.
So I do 5d6 plus 4.
5d6.
5d6.
Indeed. Which is 24.
All right. That berserker is extremely unwell at this point in his berserking life.
And I think I get to throw another one. Or was that because I used the shove as my bonus?
That was probably your bonus.
Okay.
So
no more throwing. I then like pass out again.
All right. My work here is done. Lone Walker. You've been very patient. It's your turn.
I would like to report that there is another mom watching the show. Everyone please say hi to Ty. Hi, Ty.
Hi, Ty.
My mom also has it on, so.
Hi, Renee.
Yay! My mom is not watching.
No, same.
Well, everybody get your moms watching if you can. While that happens, I think that I will just go ahead and approach the nearest berserker.
He looks extremely unwell. He does not have a lot of fight left in him. He's kind of just staggering side to side. Blood is covering his face. It's getting all mixed with his face paint. He looks not good.
Is it purple now?
I know a 17 will hit.
It
Blue
will.
paint.
And so what Lone Walker is going to do is grasp his warhammer with 2 hands and swing it down to hit the berserker for 9 bludgeoning damage. And then my question, probably for Erica or Tony, if I do a 2-handed attack and I as a paladin have 2 attacks per action, am I still able to do another attack even though I did 2-handed?
Hail to the yes.
Hail to the yes.
Basically a gigantic like infinity symbol.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will
Gotta get
say
that
you may need to
follow-through.
choose a second target for that follow-up attack, because your first attack knocks the berserker to the ground, where he crashes into the foliage with just a sickening sound in a way that suggests that he is not getting back up anytime soon.
Okay, well then in that case, if I can do this, then Lone Walker is going to rush forward
And goes for the next one.
and goes for the next one.
All right.
So let me turn advantage back on, and then we'll do, okay, a 19 I know will hit. So then we will do another 2-handed attack. This time for 13 bludgeoning damage.
All right. The berserker does not like that.
To that I say, too bad.
All right. Oh, sorry. You go.
Sorry. And then I think, no, I'll leave it. Yeah, that's all.
All right. The satyrs are next. One of them is worried and panicking. The other 2 have seen you defeat a berserker and become your cheer section and are very excited. But that's all they do. Love and Oakenheart, you are hiding behind a tree. The person that you stabbed is now out of commission. What will you do next?
Who will you stab next?
You can, by the way, you are able to sneak attack either of them, or get sneak attack damage on either of the remaining, because there are your friends who are standing nearby them. So
Yeah, the idea is if there's somebody up in their face that's distracting them enough that you're able to target their kidneys specifically, or their liver or their pancreas, whatever you're going for, and get your sneak attack damage. And so if you have a ranged weapon, or if you have enough daggers that you can start throwing them, then you could sneak attack even from up in the tree.
I'm gonna run out from behind the tree, and I'm gonna kind of lunge myself off of the body that's on the ground, and then just kind of like crouch run up to that guy that's in front of Lone Walker. I want to do this right though. Click dagger and then sneak attack.
So you, in that row, you'll see the hit/DC column in actions. You'll see hit/DC.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
you need to click that first, because that's to determine if you can hit them.
Yep.
And you'll roll twice. No, you clicked the damage, I think, didn't you?
Oh.
You got to click the one to the left of damage. All right, yeah. So 8, and then click it one more
Roll
time
again because you have advantage.
because you have advantage. There you go.
23.
23 to hit. That hits.
23 definitely hits.
So now you can click on the damage one.
I'm trying to.
Yay, technology.
There we go. 17 piercing
Nice.
damage
All
total.
right, because it's 4 and then 13, 17 piercing damage. All right.
For the purposes of editing the podcast, Sebastian, would you mind just saying I rolled a whatever it was 23, and that's 17 damage? That way we can make a nice.
Yes. Sorry. I rolled. Wait. Tell me one more time what to say.
It was a 23 to hit, and then 17 damage.
Okay, I rolled a 23 with 17 damage.
All right.
Booyah.
So you scurry across the woods and just stab a dagger into that guy's side. He is not happy. Frittata, you are faced off with the other berserker who has taken very little damage so far, but you only have 2 berserkers to choose from.
Well, one of the reasons he's taken very little damage so far is probably because, as Micah just reminded me, I should be getting 2 attacks.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
You liked it. You were warming up for that first attack.
Yes.
You don't want to.
Mm-hmm. Right, got to ease into it a little bit. I think I was so excited about raging and using my Storm's aura for the first time.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Storm's aura is pretty cool.
Yep. So, I crit.
Wow.
Woo. So, first attack is a crit, which
Nice.
means I get to roll 4d6, which I don't even have in front of me.
46.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so 5 and 5 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 6 is 21, plus 7 is 28.
Yeah.
that right?
That's a lot.
So yeah, that's a whole bunch of bludgeoning damage.
He is bloodied.
And then I got my next attack.
This fight might not take very long.
Yeah,
I should have brought more berserkers.
Hate when
always
that
bring
happens.
plenty of berserkers to the party. I did not roll as well on damage. I rolled 2 18s on the die. And my damage is only 12 that time.
Right.
So 12 bludgeoning damage.
Well, that berserker is very sad now.
And I don't think I'm not going to use the damage doing capability of my aura right now because it would hurt a bunch of my friends and the satyrs. So I will just oh, you know what? I just remembered I'm supposed to be doing even extra damage because I'm raging. So please add 4 damage for this turn.
All
Because
right.
it's plus 2 per melee attack, and I hit twice.
All right.
So,
He is
haha.
unwell.
Yes.
All right.
I'm still angry, so I just roar in his face.
Hermione, 1 severely injured berserker, 1 lightly injured berserker.
All right. Hermione's gonna join the party of her friends, get a little closer, and start with the short sword, which is 17 to hit.
Yeah, 17 hits their hide armor.
Yes. I asked, even though I knew in my head, but also, yeah. 5 plus 4 is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage, bloodies this berserker. And then you're
Perfect.
probably gonna whip him, right?
Let's whip him into shape. Oh, except not, because
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
All
A
right.
7.
The berserkers are still here. They are still rampaging. They are still angry, though they are not long for this world. They don't know that. Berserker is going to axe attack Frittata. I have rolled a 16 to hit Frittata.
That hits.
That hits. You will take. I get to roll a D. Oh, I rolled a 1 on a D12. You'll take 4 slashing damage from his great axe.
Well,
And-
since this
Oh.
fight seems to be like it's not going to necessarily last all that long,
No,
does
it's
he
not.
get another attack? Actually, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use my Stone's Endurance, which I can do once per short rest, and I am going to reduce the damage to me by rolling my D12. See if I can roll better than he did. I rolled an 8. So
All right, so you take
does that
no
mean I get
damage.
hit points? Hit points
No,
back?
you just reduce it. His axe catches you in the arm, but your arm is like it's solid stone for just a second, and it just like clips off your arm.
Okay.
All right, over here, this berserker is looking for a target, and he is berserk, and he spies a rogue who has plunged a dagger into his ribs. He is going to attack you, Love and Oakenheart. I have rolled A 24. I feel pretty good about that.
Ouch.
And
check your AC, which
It's 14.
it's going to be much lower.
all right, he gets you with a good clip of his axe for 12 damage.
Whoa, that was
Don't-
rude.
How many hit points do you have?
See? This is what I'm saying.
59.
Okay, so you're not in bad shape, but probably you would prefer not to have been hit by an axe. I suspect
Usually.
that these berserkers will not get another turn, but that will depend upon your actions, starting with Nyasa Nightweaver.
I think Nyasa, there's no requirement to shove anyone currently. I think, yes, I will attack the one that is to my right. Again with
Psychic Blades.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I get the sneak attack on the Psychic Blades. Firebolt would be more impressive visually, but I don't get the sneak attack damage, so I'm just going to do the knives. I rolled 17 plus 7, so that sounds pretty good. 24.
That does sound great. There's no way to know what it adds up to, but it sounds good.
Yes. I
No way.
It's got a
No
nice ring to
way.
it.
mean, okay, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17 damage.
All right, that berserker is severely injured.
And I'm going to use my bonus attack to throw another smaller, less exciting blade.
Is it still psychic though?
It's still psychic, but it's like
That's
half.
like a
pretty
tiny-
exciting.
It's
But you
half-
couldn't imagine as good a one for the second
Yeah,
attack.
it's kind of a bit half-hearted, you know.
Yeah, you're like,
it's a cheaper looking.
they're
ghostly
imaginary
blade.
blades. Why did you?
Yeah, but sometimes sometimes your imagination is better than other times. All right.
Does alcohol help or hurt? Everybody's
Well,
different.
I mean,
No one knows.
I'm rolling pretty well, so I'm thinking that the alcohol is actually helping.
That's the lesson, kids.
Yep.
So I rolled another 24,
Okay.
but I don't do as much damage. This is a 1d4 plus 4. And
D4.
that is a 2, so 6 damage.
All right. I'll tell you, both berserkers look not long for this world. Lone Walker.
Yes. I'm just going to go ahead and go for a nice attack straight out in front of me again. I know a 21 will hit, and let us do once again two-handed with the Warhammer. So that's going to be 5 bludgeoning damage to the being in front of me.
5 was exactly what he had left. You have dispatched another berserker, Lone Walker.
All right. And then Lone Walker rushes down and goes for attack number 2. And let's see about that. Wow. Whoa, wait. That means I get extra super damage, doesn't it?
You crit too.
You,
This
you, can
Yes.
tell, you can tell the
particular-
listeners what you did. that
Don't
gets
talk
the extra
about it.
damage.
Don't talk about it.
It's a secret.
Got a critical hit.
Okay.
I feel like this particular berserker is just in like this is the second time a Goliath has crit on him. So I feel like he just invites it. He's got this anti-Goliath.
His aura
energy,
is
and
just
we're like,
Yeah, his chakra is absolutely no good. It's garbage.
Which means we'll do 2d10 plus
2d10.
2d10. That will be 17 bludgeoning
All right.
damage.
I will just point out that Lone Walker was the one to dispatch each and every single.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It was a
Tata is
team
so
effort,
impressed.
but just like every great team, Lone Walker showed up at the end to get the credit for it.
I love though this like giant just
Yeah.
swishing through, like dashing to
Yep.
each person and with this big
Thump,
warhammer. That's cool.
Mhm.
I would say at the end of the fight, Nyasa just throws up violently into the nearest bush.
Of course.
Oh god. The satyrs just think this is the greatest thing ever, and are just like, bro, you totally took care of those guys. We would have been dead. You're the best, bro. They're
You're
appreciative.
welcome. That was fun.
Indeed.
But like, maybe we shouldn't hang around here just in case there are more.
I think we should continue to move along. Yes.
We should search their
Yeah.
bodies and see if there are any clues to why they were attacking.
Or if there's any money.
Loot the corpse. Loot the corpse.
All right.
So,
Who
yeah,
would like
let's
to
do
loot a berserker corpse?
I would.
Yeah.
A line forms.
there are 3 corpses. No waiting.
Mhm. Okay.
Episode
So yeah, I'm
title.
looking at this one.
All right.
Yeah.
Furtada, you are checking the berserker. He is a human who's clad in hides and animal skins of all different creatures pieced together. He does not seem to. He seems to have been living in wilderness for quite some time, based on his smell and lack of coinage on him. He does have in like a strange little leather pouch around his neck, like you can see sticking out of it. There's it's not a pouch that you have to open. It's not one of those bad pouches. Like a little a bone kind of totem that has been made, and maybe if you made a religion check, you would know what it is.
I will give it a try. Religion +2. Wow, 21.
Okay.
Nice.
You recognize that this is a little totem that perhaps you are familiar with, that is to a lesser deity known as Malar, Malar, who is the god of, he's also known as the Beast Lord, and he is the god of the hunt and kind of like savagery and kind of violent woodland creatures.
I asked.
He's kind of he is, there's lots of different gods that are associated with nature. He's kind of one of the spooky, dark sides of nature.
Like a destructive nature god. All right, so I say, Hermione, could you please tell these lovely fellows are bros?
Yes.
That it looks like these. Sorry, I should be doing this in character. These berserkers worship Malar. Do they know anything about tribes around here who worship Malar? That might be why people are killing beasts.
And Hermione asked the satyrs that same question.
Whoa, yeah, these
I
must be
showed
some
the
of
photo.
them, but there's got to be way more than 3 out there. All kinds of creatures have been getting killed by people. These guys aren't from around here. Most of the people here in the Great Forest are just like really chill, man. And like this is super not chill.
Totally. And she turns around to tell Frittata exactly that.
Frittata nods sagely.
Mm-hmm. The little
That's it?
symbol
There's
that he
nothing else
has
on the
is
guy?
like a weird animal claw that's like fashioned into like a kind of spooky looking, paw.
I'm gonna take it. Just,
All right.
Make sure that we have evidence, I guess.
And
Are you going to take these guys to court? Is that?
I would like
I think
them
they
to-
might not show up.
Mm.
I think
Exhibit
they're
A.
I want their bosses jailed.
Mhm. I'll just remind you, you're inside a book. There's a limited legal system.
I don't know. Maybe there's a whole chapter on
Mm.
the penal system. And
Right? You
Yeah.
never know. Just to
You
be
don't know.
better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
While Hermione is translating, she's also looting this body.
All right. This one again, great axe. It's okay. Lots of hides and animal bits. Pockets that are just full of like little like rodent skulls and rocks. Nothing exciting.
Ooh, rodent skulls.
That could be the currency in this round, for all we know.
Yep.
Could be.
Um,
The satyrs let you know it is not.
well, Nyasa, for completeness, will look at the
The third
person
one.
next. to
Yeah.
her.
Again, seems like a creature who's been living in wilderness for quite some time, filthy, covered in mud and blood, and some recently addition of its own blood, and nothing of value in his limited pockets.
Well, I would say that Nyasa's starting to feel uncomfortably sober at this point. So she is going to go over to the satyrs and have another drink.
All right. Give me another constitution check, James.
Constitution +2. That is a 14.
All right. No ill effects. You know,
Only
the satyrs
good
are
effects.
a little the satyrs are a little shaken up about this. They're kind of eager, like, bro, maybe can we like let's get back to the plateau as fast as we can. I don't know. Like we should tell somebody about this, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yes, let's
Don't
report
know.
to the proper authorities.
There's not really like any like authorities in the plateau. I mean, I guess we could tell Feanor. He's like, you know, the most like longest standing member of our community. He's been there the longest. Maybe he would have some thoughts. I don't know. We should also probably tell them about the weird stuff we saw yesterday. I don't know. That might be important to them.
You have not yet told your leaders about the strange experiences you had?
Well,
got
we haven't
lost.
been home yet.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
right.
they're lost.
Let us head forth.
In a way, we are also found by you.
Yes.
So
yes.
to be clear, we're all just walking randomly through the forest because they don't know how to make it home.
Well, we're headed to the Polvarth Plateau. That's our home. And like, you know, I mean, sometimes
How can they be lost, but they know how to make it home? That doesn't make sense.
you know, I mean,
They know
sometimes,
the general vicinity.
yeah, we're like headed in the right direction, but you don't always know when you're going to get there. And
Are you leading us on, what is it called? A wild duck run? No,
that doesn't make any sense.
Goose chase. A wild goose chase.
Do you have geese that aren't wild, man? That's sad.
Can someone else communicate with these three?
Like, let us
if
each
somebody
be the
wants to-
wild goose we want to be.
If somebody wants to translate for Frittata, she will say to Lone Walker, think of it this way. If you are in Waterdeep, is there like a really tall building in Waterdeep, Tony, that I could refer to?
Yeah, there's a giant there's a giant spire, there's a tower
Okay.
up by the water.
Right.
Yeah, I forget the exact name of it.
Sure.
There are,
Say you are in Waterdeep and you are lost. You can still find your way to the giant spire because you can see to head in that direction, but you don't know where you are now. So you could still be lost and still know how to get where you're going.
I mean, we're headed north, right? We definitely, those ravens chased us way off of our normal party turf.
Well, let us head to this metaphorical spire.
Oh no, it's real. Polvarth Plateau, it is very real.
I am leaving. Goodbye.
Are you leaving north, dude? Because we're also going that
Lone
way. You
Walker
could go
starts
with
walking
us.
south.
Oh no! As you try and walk south, you feel a very strange effect, Lone Walker, which is like you're walking south and you're walking like you feel your feet and legs moving, but you're not getting anywhere. It's like the stuff in the distance to the south of you remains at like a fixed distance away from you, and it's like you're walking like in place. And
Wow.
you can't,
Weird.
you know, it seems like, you know, the book doesn't want you to go south. I don't know what to tell you. It's not, I didn't write this book. You know.
At first,
The
I was going to
person
say
who
Frittata
owns-
goes after you, but then I realized it's my intelligence that's high, not my wisdom. So I'm just watching and going,
I think Lone Walker notices what's happening and he starts to walk back and he goes, I just needed a moment to cool off.
Oh, we all been there, bro.
I understand.
Yeah.
I have no idea who's saying what in what languages and who should
Yep.
actually be able to reply, but
Yep.
Your body
know,
language said it all.
I think you're starting to pick up on, these guys don't have the most complex vocabulary. You may be starting to pick up a few words of Elven here and there.
Lone Walker starts to head north now, leading the party. Clearly, the satyrs, the satyr masochists, do not want to lead us.
All right, they fall in behind you, and your group heads north. The stream you've been following starts to kind of twist and turn, and as you are heading north, the stream starts to turn to the east, and the satyrs indicate like we're gonna have to cross this to get back to the plateau. And I don't know, there's a place up ahead that we've been there before. There's some rocks. I think that's probably as good a place to cross as any. Don't want to follow the stream. That won't get us home. Not at this point.
Okay.
And
sure
so
it's gonna be fine.
Sure, it's gonna be fine. You head to a place. The stream is, it's certainly not a rushing river at this point, but it's the water's a little deeper, a little choppier. But there do seem to be kind of a nice set of boulders that create a little stepping stones you could use to cross the path and head north. Is there anything you'd like to do before you attempt to ford this river?
Are we going to ford it, or are we going to just walk across the rocks?
It was a metaphorical fording.
I think we should somehow.
I'll be leaving now.
I think we should somehow test these stones before we walk across them, because I have a feeling they're going to jostle loose or something bad is going to happen.
The water's not that deep, depending on how strong the current is, for Tata and possibly Lone Walker could literally ford the creek.
That's
and
true.
Just carry everybody back and forth.
I prefer to Chevrolet, but it's...
Yeah.
I think Nyasa
Happy Honda days.
I'm gonna Lexus everybody across.
How wide is it again? Sorry.
And how deep?
You don't know how deep it is. It looks like it's probably about 25 or 30 feet across.
I think Nyasa is not in a state where she's making great decisions, and I think she's just going to start walking towards
So she's
this.
Nyasa?
Oh my god.
She's just going to walk across because...
Nyasa,
I'm in the back, so I can't do anything to stop this.
Nyasa, give me an acrobatics check as you drunkenly try and cross a river on wet, slippery stones.
Advantage? Disadvantage?
Disadvantage because you're inebriated.
Double disadvantage.
Just checking. A 28. Pretty good.
Wow.
Pretty good.
And
wait, there's more.
A 19.
Or less.
All right, a 19. Nyasa, there's a couple points where everyone like holds their breath, where it looks like you're going to slip that you may or may not actually have been aware of, but you effortlessly, more or less, cross the river as you step onto from the slippery rocks onto the embankment on the other side. I think that you might be aware of some movement in the foliage around you. You want to give me a quick perception check?
Okay.
With disadvantage, don't forget.
Yep.
Well, that was a 1, so I am not seeing anything.
No,
all right. Nyasa turns to look at all of you to point out how easy and safe it was. You all have a view. Nyasa is not looking in this direction as 5 wolves creep out of the underbrush coming up behind Nyasa.
Okay, Lone Walker first shouts out, "There are wolves!" And then he, this sort of mist appears in front of him, and then a mist forms next to Nyasa. And you see Lone Walker sort of step into the mist and then step out of the mist on the other side. It's sort of like when you step through mist, misty step
through mist all the time. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Lone Walker, do you want to give me a perception check now that you are on the other side of the river? And
wait, I'm sorry. I guess I didn't say there are wolves. I thought that because, so they're still hidden, or they did come out enough to...
Oh, no, they came out.
Tony said we saw them.
I said you saw the wolves.
Okay.
So I'm doing a perception check for something else then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, maybe I just want to see if you perceive stuff.
I don't perceive anything, even though I did not imbibe.
You
with a
see
5.
Guess what? 5 perception, you see 5 wolves.
And then
Dungeons & Dragons works, people.
Lone Walker counts out loud.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah.
The wolves, they do seem they're just there. They're kind of looking at you, the two of you, but they're not, they're not doing anything yet.
Oh,
I
know
think
what?
Nyasa will like sort of turn, see them, and just excitedly shout, "Wolves!"
Everyone now super knows that there are wolves here.
I think Lone Walker might remember something about a friend of his.
Mm.
And so he
Was that friend a wolf?
Yeah, he will shout out, "Lovin, I think you might be needed for communication."
Yeah, I was about to make my way across. Should I do acrobatics check?
Please do.
Oh, you're gonna do flips and shit? Oh shoot, I forgot. That's a bad one. I'm sorry, Erica.
It's fine.
Micah
God.
Sargent,
Just glad
your
it wasn't
mom is
me.
watching this.
He would be like, "Say the worst word."
Of all of us after Gribbets, you were
I
the one who
know.
was swearing. I'm shocked.
I love it.
So 12?
12 is good enough to climb across without falling into the drink. So you join Lone Walker and Nyasa on the other side of the bank. If other people would like to do that too, I think the satyrs are maybe going to wait and see how this wolf situation checks out before they try and dance across the rocks.
Is this one of these logic puzzles where we have to move 3 satyrs
Oh,
across the
no.
river? But
Yeah.
there's
Oh, did I
5
not
wolves?
mention each of the satyrs is holding a bag of grass?
And one of them's carrying a scorpion, and the other
Yeah.
one.
Yep. It's in his nature.
I'm not going to leave them alone on this side of the river.
All right.
So
You'll hang back for
Nice.
Tata.
Smart.
Yeah.
That makes sense since you are the one person who can't talk to them.
Yeah.
actually, and that's like that's a wise thing to do, not a smart. Like, I'm just,
Yep.
the difference between wisdom and I'm not wise, so I feel like actually, never mind. I don't stay with them. That's what Erica would do. Instead, Tata just rushes across the river. She doesn't try to walk on the rocks. So tell
right.
me what happens as I try to walk through the rushing stream.
All right. I think you're tall enough. You plunge into it. Give me an athletics check to try and get through it. You're definitely getting wet. I don't know if you have any important water soluble gear that is now ruined.
No. Well, there's my journal, but I keep that in like a tightly sealed leather case.
Yeah.
I roll a 1.
Oh,
All right. You get kind of stuck about halfway across in some like deep mud. Maybe your foot is kind of wedged up across a rock.
That
So-
became an 8. So, I'll be
okay.
like right here.
Yeah. You get about halfway. You're not in any danger. Like the water is, I don't know if it's maybe even chest high for you, but you're not in any danger of drowning. You've been slowed
Annoyed.
down.
Okay.
You're very annoyed at the river, at the wolves, possibly at the satyrs,
Mhm.
possibly yourself. I don't know. I don't get to tell you how to think. But elements of the situation are annoying. Hermione, do you want to do anything?
I am going to stay with the satyrs and also be ready to help for Tata if she can't get out of the water. And
Yeah,
just kind
this is one of
hang out
those
on the side.
rare, unique situations in Dungeons and Dragons where using rope would be appropriate, but we don't talk about that.
rope.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Nyasa, you now know that there are wolves. Lovin, you have joined the group. Lone Walker, you're there. Again, the wolves just seem to be kind of, they're just watching you from the kind of from the brush. They don't look particularly aggressive. Maybe they're kind of they're definitely they are not breaking eye contact with you. But they have not advanced. They have not snarled.
Nyasa walks over to the first wolf and bends down and attempts to pet the wolf.
All right. The wolf.
Can I try to stop them?
Oh.
I
Ooh,
think
rogue
it's-
versus rogue.
You could try. Give me a quickly contested strength check, remembering that you are both drunk.
I rolled. Is this disadvantage?
Yes.
I rolled a.
So go twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll twice.
And you'll
14.
take the lower.
14.
What'd you
Sorry,
get,
my
James?
computer is like wheezing. It's trying not to die. It's moving very slow. 5.
5. And what'd you get,
I got a
James?
14.
14. All right, you grab it, James. You grab it, Nyasa. Nyasa just keeps going. Nyasa, as you approach the wolf, it kind of snarls at you, and then immediately starts kind of whimpering. I don't know if these are convincing wolf noises. I apologize.
Works for me.
I'm
Okay.
immediately crying for, don't know why. It's just the emotion of this situation, and is trying to hug this
been there.
wolf
Yeah.
to try and make it better.
The other wolves kind of approach with curiosity as you kind of see them coming out of the woods, and you're holding this wolf that is very sad, Nyasa. It is clear that this wolf that these animals have been attacked, and several of them look like they have arrows stuck in them, and one looks like it got hit with an axe pretty good. These are 5 injured wolves.
Oh my goodness.
Babies.
I'm trying to think if I've got anything that I can heal them.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
reaching
because
towards the wolves to try to help, but I can't get there because I'm
I'm
starting
gonna
to
just
figure
say
out.
because you are hugging a wolf, Nyasa. I think that this is extremely appropriate. Please make an animal handling check
With
with
Literally.
disadvantage.
With
because you're
disadvantage.
drunk.
Yeah. This is the most
Are
literal animal handling check I've ever
Yeah.
seen in all of
Are you
Dungeons and
squeezing
Dragons.
the wolf too hard?
Yeah.
I rolled an 11.
All right. I don't know if this is the best wolf hug, but it's the wolf is not resisting. Lovin, you tried to stop Nyasa from hugging a wolf. Nyasa's hugging a wolf. Would you like to do something now?
I'm gonna talk in whatever language wolves speak.
They speak wolf.
And say, "Is this okay? Is she hurting you?"
Now, so what do you just naturally speak wolf, or are you using some
I
kind of
can
magic?
I can talk with animals, being a
Okay.
forest gnome.
Nice.
That's
Yeah, you can communicate simple
all I know.
ideas. That's
Simple
yeah,
ideas.
Oh,
simple ideas.
okay.
That's a pretty
I
simple
guess
idea.
Yeah.
simple idea. Yeah.
Are you
Are you
safe?
okay? Do you want this to stop?
Can we hear some wolf sound effects quickly, Sebastian?
Oh God.
You're doing great.
I'm imagining like whimpering because you wouldn't want to growl. That would
I
be
don't know how
pretty
they
aggressive. So
we are establishing wolf dialogue here. This is
Oh,
no
I
pre-existing
can't.
canon.
There is no right or wrong answer.
kind of like Chewbacca noises. I can't really
Okay.
do it, but
And what would those sound like?
that's what I'm trying.
We must not haze the new person.
Yeah,
Well, that was good.
that was really
yes.
good.
Yeah.
The wolf, hugged wolf kind of responds, and you know that the wolf feels safe here. Some of the other wolves call out to you, Levin, in their strange kind of sad wolf that lets you. They say that bad men have been hunting them.
Can I try communicating like where bad
Mhm.
man?
Yeah. Can I hear a little bit more wolf?
I can't.
One of the wolves kind of studies the landscape and points with its paw due north.
Oh.
I think I'd like to lean down to the wolf nearest me, place my hand on the wolf, and pass some healing energy into it.
All right.
How many hit points of damage did this wolf take, do we think?
This wolf seems to have taken about a D8 of hit points of damage.
That's a lot.
These are
I'm-
badly hurt wolves.
I'm gonna give it 5.
Okay.
Wow.
The wolf kind of nods solemnly at you. We'll say maybe you chose the wolf that was the most badly injured.
Yeah.
And I think this is the time where the wolves had decided that you are not a threat, and they kind of all get up to their feet and kind of start kind of moving single file off through the woods off to the west. Each of them kind of turns and looks at you and nods solemnly before they disappear.
Nyasa has
Frittata is in the middle of the river, like just trying to stay upright. and
Frittata
just,
missed
like,
this entire thing.
No, I've seen it from a distance, and I'm just weeping because it was so beautiful.
But we can't tell because the water is. No, I'm just kidding.
Yep, exactly. It's a spray.
All right.
I can see
never
Nyasa
know.
not wanting to let go of the wolf and very kind of like. I think the hug
Oh.
was more for her than it was for the wolf.
All right. Well, I will tell you, you avoided an unnecessary fight with a bunch of wolves, which is admirable.
Good job.
Yeah. The Satyr brothers let you know that you are at this point. You're pretty close to the plateau. If you push on, you should be there in about an hour.
Oh, now suddenly they have details.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Now
They
we're
recognize
the
Wolf
stream
Plane.
really helped us orient our bearings, bro.
Lone Walker's just not saying.
right.
Hermione is gonna help Frittata out of the water.
All right.
Thank you, friend.
Do I need to roll anything, or can we just...
You are soaking frittata, but otherwise fine. All right. I assume that you'll continue to push northward toward Polvarth Plateau. You're traveling through the woods. It does seem like the terrain is starting to slope upward a little bit as you're getting toward the aforementioned plateau. And as you're kind of heading, it's a little bit rougher terrain here. There are no game trails. It's just moving through the woods. And you stumble into a clearing with a kind of stump of a tree in the middle of the clearing, just like totally illuminated by the moonlight, and the satyrs start kind of high-fiving and clapping. This is like an auspicious moment. Like this is like a really cool, good thing that we found this, bros.
I have no idea what they said, but I feel like I completely got the gist.
They're very,
I think
articulate in
you've
their
learned
body
the
movements.
Elven for bro.
Yeah, you've gotten that one.
That's true. I learned it in Elven and Sylvan because
Yeah.
I just keep
Switching back and forth. Yeah.
Tregos kind of runs up to the stump, and he's waving and gesturing for you to follow him, and he's pointing at the stump.
I follow immediately.
All right, Frittata, as you approach the stump, you can see that there's kind of oozing out of the stump is this like thick golden sap.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And Tregos just sticks his little paw in and scoops it up, and it's just licking golden sap off of his hand. It's like, this stuff is the best, bro. Anyone who's hurt should definitely try it.
All right, wisdom -1. I'm diving in.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, Nyasa. Right.
Sometimes
there
it's hard
with
to
you.
play these types of characters. I'm trying to work on it, you guys.
The
You're doing a good
anti-Erica
job.
characters.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Frittata and Nyasa are don't hold back. They go up and they drink some sap, and you feel just a warm, tingling sensation flow through your body, and you regain 2d4 plus 2 hit points.
I was actually at full, but I bet I just feel nice.
just
Yeah,
feel great.
so was I. Is my hangover gone? Am I not drunk? Is that
Give me a
Oh,
Constitution
interesting.
check with advantage to see if your hangover is gone.
Okay. No. That was a 5. That's a 20.
All right,
Nice.
you feel in fact, there's a little bit of a kind of a caffeine kind of buzz to this golden sap. I will tell you. So Tregos really just ate a lot of this, and then Nyasa and Frittata just scarfs them down. There's sap left for 2 people if anyone else wants some golden sap.
I'll take a handful of sap.
Yeah,
All right,
me too. Because
people who were
Hermione-
actually injured,
actually
rather,
injured, yeah.
rather than people
Yeah.
who just have poor judgment.
people who just
Yes.
wanted to eat out of a tree stump. Yes.
Well, I'm injured and poor judgment.
Yeah. Lovin and Hermione, please regain 2d4 plus 2 hit points. So the bros tell you how lucky you were to have found one of these stumps full of golden sap. It's considered just really good luck in the satyr culture, and it's it feels like at this point You've had some ups and downs in this excursion through the woods for many hours inside a book, but perhaps your hearts are lifted a little bit as for the last push of the hike through the woods as you approach Polvarth Plateau. Coming out of the tree line, you stand in front of just this impossibly large maple tree in the center of an open area. It's almost 100 feet in diameter. There are shafts of light cutting through the leafy canopy overhead that reflect off of thin streams of water that trickle along in between the tree's gnarled and thick roots. There's some satyrs kind of hanging out, cooking meals, living in little campsites around the roots of the tree, and as well as some other kind of fey creatures that seem to live here. And as you kind of follow Tragos, Artelio, and Funagio as they run forward, the entire tree kind of shifts and turns and creaks as it leans in your direction, and a deep bellowing of voice from within the tree says to you, "Pardon my rudeness." And so you have reached Polvarth Plateau, the place that the satyrs wanted to get to. You've discovered there are some strange things going on here in the Great Woods. Perhaps the followers of the cult of Malar are causing problems, but what kind of problems, and what do they have to do with Lurue, the titular unicorn of this whole adventure? Will we find other mysteries in the woods? Will we confront the cult of Malar? Where the heck is that unicorn? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill - Candlekeep Mystery, Lore of Lurue, Interrobang, this adventure that we're playing right now. The end.
My favorite thing is that the colon and the hyphen switched.
Yes.
Between that's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows.
Your
how
favorite
to actually
thing
do it.
is my complete inconsistency.
Yep. Exactly.
It mimics my brain, so I love it.
Right?
Whereas me, as an editor, it's like, no,
No.
Erica,
that's right. That part's
once
I never
again,
keep
I
that part in
apologize
anyway.
for everything.
I just edit it. I cut it off at the end of the end, so you can
The
say whatever
question.
you want after that.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Fuck yeah.
That's when I should have said shit.
Live
This
stream
is all
going,
still in the
people.
bootleg, so I'm just telling
Goodbye,
you
live
now.
stream.
Live stream / bootleg. We should mention we will be back. We have scheduled, it's a bit off in the future, but we will be back to continue this adventure. It'll probably take us at least 1 or 2 more sessions, but we will be back on Saturday, July 29th. I know that's a ways away, but we'll be back for more
Summertime.
woodland adventures inside a book. So, yeah.
This is the greatest thing. A woodland adventure inside a book. Like, for Tata doesn't care, but Erica is super stoked.
Super excited. Yeah.
So,
With
James,
a unicorn
you wanna
and a
take us
tree
off?
stump.
Goodbye, Renee. Goodbye, Ty.
Right?
Goodbye, Ray.
Bye.